Are you worried about how the recession is going to affect your real estate business? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Rosemary Lewis, your educator agent with eXp Realty. And today I am going to get right to the nitty-gritty because I know that a lot of you all are concerned about all the talk of recession and how it is affecting or how it will affect your real estate business. So we are going to get right into that subject today. And the first thing that I want to tell you is that y'all, although at the time that I'm recording this video, the government has not declared that we are in a recession, most financial analysts agree that we are and have been in a recession for the past 6 months, okay? So I don't want you to be worried about what will be because honestly, we're probably a good portion through what is expected to be announced soon. But how will that affect you and your real estate business? Now, I will tell you that I was a part-time agent in 2008 when the recession was announced. I was like literally playing around with real estate. It was not my main jam. And quite honestly, just the talk of a recession punked me out of the business. I exited stage left. I did not renew my license, all those things. And you know why? Is because I did not have the right information and honestly, I didn't have the right mindset. So let's talk about you and your real estate business in this recession. So first of all, we know that success leaves clues. And when you speak to agents who have been in the business for a while, and I'm not just talking people that are closing 1 or 2 deals, but I'm talking those folks that are closing deals on a large scale, they credit, like really learning and growing during the 2008 recession and credit that to like why they are so successful in any market because they learned how to pivot, they learned how to market, they learned how to really develop relationships, and it actually made them stronger. Yes, I just said that. But think about it, okay? Think about anything that you've gone through that seemed tough at the time. Like I think of once I did a marathon, well, not a marathon, let me back it up and be transparent with the people. I did a half marathon, okay? I did a half marathon, met a homegirl at Lifetime Gym in Orland Park, Illinois, where I used to work out before moving to Texas. And she encouraged me to do a marathon, a half marathon with her. And you know what? It was hard, it was tough, but what training for that half marathon taught me was that, you know what? I was stronger than I thought I was, and I had more grit and determination once I put my mind to it. And while I have never run another half marathon, the lessons that I learned about myself during that time have definitely carried through with me years beyond the actual event. So that's the very first thing, y'all. Don't look at this as like, oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? Oh, just being overwhelmed. Look at it to say, okay, this is going to give me an opportunity to learn, to sharpen my skills, and to provide even more value to the people that I serve. And the first thing is going to come down to your mindset. So how we enter into any situation is going to determine the outcome. Like if you go to a restaurant or on a date expecting it to go terribly, even if some things happen, the way you react to it is going to determine what your experience looks like. So don't be like me in 2008, automatically assuming that, you know what, the sky was falling and I needed to get out of the business. What I failed to realize then that I know now is that 2 things exist everywhere I go. I always see people and I always see houses, which means that there is a need, okay? And shelter is one of the basic needs of the human race, okay? And that is something that we help people with. But it's going to have to come with a little bit level of skill, and we're going to have to make sure that we're having the right conversations with our clients. So when you are talking to your sellers in the market, now this is more time than ever to really understand, hey, what is your goal? Now, we just had a market where sellers' goals, some of them, not all, it was just really like, hey, how much money can I get? And if I can, can get this, then I'm willing to sell. Now, we have to remember to remind them and do the numbers, do your due diligence, that in many, many cases, because of the rapid rate of appreciation that we have experienced, like, sellers are still winning, okay? Don't believe the hype that you're not still winning. But really double down to understand their goal, and is this the time that's conducive to getting them to their goal, okay? Because if the numbers make sense, if their pain point or the pleasure that they're seeking will be solved by using your services, the way that we present it and have conversations about it will make all the difference in the world to help them understand if now is the right time. And if now isn't the right time, you still be a resource for them. You still provide value, and you keep them updated on what's happening and what their expectations can be in the market. Now, how are we talking to buyers? So y'all, first of all, we have to remind buyers where we came from. We just came from a playground where many people couldn't get in the sandbox, okay? Because if you didn't have a lot of money to give over a list price, like I had people that couldn't even get into an open house. By the time the house was listed and there was an open house, the home was sold within 24 hours. Where now buyers, you have choices, okay? So you have choices. You can be a little bit more thoughtful than the previous few months or the previous years allowed you to be. We also are in a space where if you don't have, an extra $100,000 sitting around, that does not mean that you cannot enter into the buyer pool and become a homeowner, okay? We're actually living in times where we can get you in your house for a little money. Well, I shouldn't say a little money. You definitely have to have an investment, but the investment is a lot. The initial investment is minimal in comparison to what it used to be. Sellers are showing a little bit more flexibility, concessions. There are more programs available with our lenders that weren't quite available before. And if you have a real life issue, like, let's say you need to buy a home contingent, or you actually want to get an inspection done before you purchase the property, listen, baby, this is your time to shine. So being able to have those conversations with buyers and then really explaining to them like what the interest rates are, but what their options are. Like, just because they have an interest rate of one thing today does not mean that once it changes, they can't make different options. So make sure that we are educating both our buyers and both our sellers on what their opportunities are, even in a recession, y'all, because I'm gonna tell you, you have a lot of people on the sidelines waiting to buy in a recession. And then I want to say this last thing though. We also though need to really educate our clients on how these economic times are different from the economic times that we experienced in 2008, okay? A lot of people are confused because obviously we go back to what we know, and we know that the housing crisis was a huge contributing factor to what we experienced. Now, every market is going to be different in terms of the strength of your market and how your real estate market is being affected with the recession. So make sure that you really read up, you get with lenders, you get with your title people, so that you can have a full view of what's really happening, so that you can be of value to your community and really explain to them what's going on. So in all, this is what I'm saying to you. You can win in a recession, right? You can win in any market. This is just now the time for everyone who thinks that real estate is so easy, which it can definitely be predictable even in times like this, but we have to sharpen our tools. And the first tool that we have to sharpen is our mindset, and knowing that you can provide value, you can support your community, you can do this, okay? Recession or any other time, it can happen. Just know that in a recession or any other time, you have exactly what it takes to be an amazing real estate agent. Just get to it. Now, if you made it to the end of this video and you are not subscribed to my channel, what are you doing with your life? Go ahead and subscribe. And then listen, all of my real estate friends, 2 things, y'all. Have a podcast that you definitely need to check out called Real Estate Bestie. And as we talk about recession, as we talk about all of the different things that are happening around us, it is time for us to double down on our habits. So make sure you check out the free resource that I have for you. It's 10 habits that successful real estate agents need to have if you want to be insanely successful, because your habits are going to get you to your goal. So I'm going to put the link in the description box, but check out rosemarylewis.com/10 habits to get that today. Talk to you soon.